the tiller was smoking while we was out here trying to turn some ground in the garden. And what's going on is there's a little friction plate in there, and I'm not a mechanic, but it's broken. It's busted into pieces. You can look right here and you can see a little piece of it right there, I think. And it's supposed to be all the way around there. It's not, it's gone. Let's turn it some more. See right there? It's supposed to be solid. Just think of like a grinder disc. And it's gone. So I had to take off this bolt right here on PTO right there. You just take that collar off. Pretty easy. But I also had to take one of these off to get it out, because just the way that it's set, it didn't want to slide across right there. And that might be intentional, but it wasn't that big a deal. So we got that off, and then I'm gonna take these pieces off. I'm gonna call the manufacturer. This is a McCormick tiller made by Taylor Pittsburgh. So I'm gonna try to order some parts and look at the manual. I probably just need to drain that gearbox and everything and put new oil in it. The oil was funky in there. And maybe we can get to tilling the garden up. These come off pretty easy. It's actually harder to get the bolt out than it is to unscrew those. You saw how hard it was. It's not very hard. All right, we're down to our last one here. And in case it just flies all to pieces, I want to make sure that y'all see what the deal is with the plate. Okay, see that? That's supposed to be all the way around there, and it's just absolutely gone. My plates came in from wherever they get them from. Got 2 of them there. And I've already got the PTO off. PTO shaft off, so we're going to service our gearboxes. And you got a plug here, you got a plug here, you got a plug here, and you got a plug right there. This one is probably overfilled, so we're going to take this off. It might squirt out and hit me. Nope. I just put any old kind of anything that I could get in there. Probably not the best plan, but it's what I did. I'm gonna go ahead and let that drain out. And if you don't know what to do, consult the owner's manual for lubricating instructions. The instruction manual says to obviously put the plug back in if there's anything running out of it. And we just went ahead and let it run for a second to kind of get some of the old gunk out. I'm gonna make sure it's tight, and I'm just gonna put some more in. I don't think that you can put too much in this top one. I could be wrong. So that side's done. Now we're gonna do the other gearbox. Okay. We're just gonna let this run straight off of here, all over the front of the tiller, down into our bucket. Whenever we get done, we're gonna take our rag and wipe it up. Kind of gooey, ain't it? All right, so up here on top, we also got another fill plug right here. We're going to take us a wrench off, and maybe that'll let the floodgates loose. Did it make a difference?
Yes, it's coming out a lot more now.
I thought it would.
Ugh.
So I've got my PTO shaft right here. I put my first plate on. Put my second piece on right there that my gearbox PTO goes into. Put my second plate on. And then I got this plate right here, and then the outer cover. Now, I'm not a mechanic, so those might have different names, but that makes sense to call them that to me. Then I'm gonna take my bolt, come across here. Got me a washer. All that's doing for us right there is just holding this collar on so it don't fall to pieces on us, so we got to fight. We're gonna have to take that off again and put it over the PTO because there's a little groove in there, I think, that holds it in place to keep it from slipping off. So we're gonna take that off again, but it's holding it on there for us right now. Probably not necessary unless you're a novice like us. So we're gonna take our bolts, and we're gonna try to find us a hole. And can you see this? There's two on top and two on bottom. Line them up. So it's gonna go through like that right there. And then you're gonna put this on. That spring. And then put your nut on. Now I read somewhere to leave an 1/8 of an inch gap in there whenever you tighten these down. But the guy at the part shop, he said just tighten it down and see if it works good. And if not, just take this whole thing and turn it a 1/4 inch turn, these bolts, all of them. So we're gonna put it on and take his advice over the manual. It's just a smidgen too big. I just wonder if you couldn't move it over some to save that problem from happening in there. Have you got a knife or a screwdriver? Give me a screwdriver, flathead screwdriver. Come over here and look at this. Come on, right here. See that? The plate's moving over just a little bit. We're going to take this screwdriver. Did it move? Did it move any?
I can't really see through the camera. There's a glare.
All right.
No, I didn't.
Can you see right there? It's just barely covering up that holes, and we can push them through. I just hate to hit it. Okay, it's not gonna move. We're just gonna tap it in, and if it breaks it, then we'll be in the same position. You just gotta mess with it a little bit to get it in. We got one more. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, what ended up happening was I think that we had some of these springs and bolts on, and they were moving stuff around, so it kind of got it uneven. But they're all on there now. We're gonna put our springs on the bottom right here. See, like that one's on? We're gonna put this one on. We're gonna make sure that the heads of all these are at least flush. Can you see that? I might bring this one out a little bit more, but we're not gonna leave any depressions in there. We're gonna get it to at least where the dirt was, on there to start with. And then if we need to tighten it down more, we can, or loosen it up, we can. We've got everything tightened down on here. The way the sun is, you can't see in between, but we think that it's perfect, just like Ellie. Uncomfortable. Yep. Okay, so also our gear oil has probably drained out. As you see, there's nothing gooping down over there. So we're gonna go put our check plug in the bottom. No, our drain plug in the bottom, and then we're gonna fill that gearbox back up. Then we're gonna put back on our PTO shaft and check her out. Oh, that is not what I wanted to happen.
Oh, gosh.
Did it go down in there?
Yep.
Now the shop guy said to stick something down in here, and if it's 2 inches from the bottom, that it's good. The manual says to fill it up halfway, so we're just gonna guess at it. I think it's one of those things where you can't exactly get it wrong unless you just don't have none in there. We're good. See where it's at? So that's a little bit over half, but we're not gonna worry about it. So where's our plug at for the top? Thank you, dear. This is not a check plug. This is a vent. I asked him about this. He said if it was a dipstick, that, and that's what I meant, not a check plug, a dipstick, that it would be flat on the bottom, you know, right here. But this is something about the air pressure or something, I don't know, above my pay grade, but it's not a dipstick. So we're gonna put this back on. Mags is gonna hand me that wrench that's over there on the ground. We're gonna go ahead and put this lid on. Thank you, my dear. These girls are the best help. And y'all probably learn a little bit doing this stuff, don't you? Mm-hmm. Ellie rolled her eyes. Do you learn anything, Ellie? Well,
yeah, I guess.
Do you know how a slip clutch works now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know right and left, righty, tighty, lefty, loosey? Righty, loosey.
All right. Do you know righty, loosey, Max? Mm-hmm. Okay. Hand me that PTO shaft. Hercules. We're gonna take and we're gonna cut this off, and there's supposed to be a zerk on here somewhere, but I don't see it. I don't know if it broke off. Yeah, it did. I can see. Look right here. Do you see this? Come around. Come around. You can't see it right there. Right there, there's supposed to be a zerk fitting, but there's not one on there. So I guess that it broke off. We probably need to replace that. Let's look on this other side. You know what the other name for a zerk is? Ellie, you know what it is?
Sure.
It's an alamite. Look. That one broke off too, but it's down in there. Just the head of it broke off. Okay, so we're not gonna mess with those. There's grease coming out of it right there, you see that? So we'll replace those at a later date. Now, there's one other thing on here that you need to do if you're servicing your tiller. We did it off camera yesterday. There's another zerk right there, see it? And you just shoot it up with grease. And we shot this one, and when we took it off, it looked like a big old pimple squirting everywhere because we put way too much in it. As you can see, look, yuck. But you need to do that. You need to do the ones on the PTO and the oil, which we've already done. So we got everything back together. We are going to put our PTO end on the gearbox, and then we're going to hook up our, nope, I had it backwards. We're going to put our PTO end on the gearbox, and then we're going to hook this up to the tractor. So we're going to do that right now. Now we've got this on here, and if you look, you'll notice that now we have this to where you can put it on and we don't have to take one of these bolts off. I guess it moved or something. And we had to, is that it? No. See, there's this ridge right here that you got to set it on. All right, there it is. And if you look in the hole, this hole right here, can you see through there, Ellie? No, you can't. Look through the hole. Can you see through the hole now? All right, see how it's lined up perfect? And we're gonna try to let it sit still. And I'm gonna put this in through the bottom if I can. Nope, it's just not gonna work that way. Okay, so we're gonna stick this through. Oh, and look right there. This is what was going on the other time. We had to take that bolt off to get it out. So, we're going to, oh, it's sitting on the ground. We're gonna turn the tractor on so we can pick the tiller up and move the PTO. So now we can move the PTO right there. And we've got this lined up. And see, it goes through now. Okay, I think we got that on there. And now all we have to do is hook it up to the PTO. So I'm gonna do that right here. Now we're gonna go try to till something. So everything sounded good. There's a little bit of a burning smell that might be natural. We're gonna take it off, look at it, adjust it if needed, and then put it back on. So I'm just gonna turn them about maybe a quarter turn on each one of them loose. And if it's too tight, well then it won't be. And if it's too loose, well guess what? It won't work. The ground's a little bit wet, but it's tilling. And I don't smell anything this time, so I think we're in good shape. So I've never had this happen before. I thought that something messed up on here. But what just happened was the slip clutch actually did its job. There is a massive rock stuck in the tiller in the back. And when I thought that I did something on the install and I smelled the tiller burning, it's not the case. Look here. You probably can't see it, but there is a massive rock stuck right there between the tine and the edge of the box. There you go. So what actually occurred was the burning smell that I smelled was the plates rubbing together on there. So instead of everything getting busted all to pieces in the tractor, the PTO, it was burning them plates. So we've got that out. I should be able to back up to right there where it stopped at. See that clover where it's turned over? This is not tilled. That's tilled. Rock is out. Should be able to go. Now, what are the chances that that's never happened before, and here we are shooting a video about the slip clutch, and we get an example of it. If you want to see more of this kind of stuff, follow us at Baker Family Farms on Instagram. Subscribe to us on here. Leave us a comment. Let us know what we did wrong, what we could have done better, and what you want to see next. You can send me an email at brandonbaker@realtracks.com. BRANDONBAKER @REALTRACKS.com. reassembling.com. Tell me what you want to do. Tell me where you want to buy a house at. We sell houses too. Megan just got her. She's looking at me. I'm not allowed to tell you what she did today. She made a huge achievement. Maybe she'll announce it soon. Maybe she already announced it. I don't know. But farm stuff, house stuff, reach out to us. Let us know how we can help you. Thank you. God bless you. Enjoy this beautiful time of year.